Good morning, YouTube people. So the plan for today is to head into Manchester and meet up with one of my mates who works on Burberry at work and train a push session together. So the plan is to head to JD Gyms in Manchester, formerly known as Bendel Gyms, formerly known as the gym that I used to train at in first year uni. Apparently it's got some sick equipment and it's a decent gym. If not there, I'll be training at proper gym. But yeah, I'm going to show you guys what I get for breakfast, and then I'm going to take you guys with me later on. So guys, I'll show you my first meal of the day. It is 3 eggs, half tin of beans, and 2 pieces of wholemeal bread, and some ketchup. So we're at proper gym, doing a push session, starting with dumbbell shoulder press, and we're going to do pyramid style sets. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do first set, but I'll let you know when I do the voiceover on this footage. Okay guys, so following up from my previous video, I actually had a few questions which I want to just go over. So the first question was, do you think you should always hit your carb goal? So what was meant by that is, say if you were under on your carbs on a certain day, and you're not hungry, say, or should you go and hit your macros, or should you just let them go under and then just take it on a day-to-day basis? And my answer was fairly straightforward to that, and that should be, you should aim to hit it all the time. And the reason behind this is the way we've set our macros up is so we're in that sweet spot of fat loss, which is 1 to 2 pounds. And if you go under that and you do this for several days, in my experience, and just sort of common sense wise, you're probably going to be more likely to binge. And that's one of the main reasons. Another reason is you'll put yourself into a larger deficit, and you're also more likely to lose muscle. So what I'd advise to someone who was asking this question is, if you do find that you find it very easy to go underneath your goal, just stick to the goal for a week, and then if you're in the lower end of the 1 pound of fat loss per week, maybe just consider cutting your carbs a tiny bit, so that way you can speed up fat loss. But other than that, yeah, you should always be trying to hit your macro goals. So the second question that I got is, how bad do you think alcohol is, and should you stop drinking to cut properly? Okay, now, first thing you need to understand with alcohol is it's a macronutrient in its own right. It contains 7 calories per gram. So it will go towards your total daily calorie intake. Now, there is ways to get around this. You can replace carbs in your diet with the alcohol calories, or fat in your diet with your alcohol calories. And that will cover you if you're only drinking small amounts, say like a couple of beers or a couple of mixed drinks. But obviously, if you are going on an alcohol binge, which is more than likely, there's not really too many ways to get around it, and it's going to set you back a fair few days in regards to cutting. So should you give up drinking? No. But should you limit it? Yes, is probably my advice. And then probably have it as sort of like a cheat day, and then sort of use drinks which are lower in calories, so just diet drinks and spirits, rather than beer, wine, etc, etc. That's how you do some damage limitation. With regards to alcohol itself, it is actually catabolic, but obviously I don't think you're going to notice effects from this in small quantities, or even, you know, infrequent large quantities. In my experience, I do find that if I go out drinking, it will set me back about a week in terms of the gym, and that's after like obviously a heavy drinking. Obviously 2, 3, 4, 5 drinks, you're probably going to be sound after a day. What I'd also probably advise is maybe doing some cardio on the day that you're going to plan on drinking. That'll just do some more damage sort of limitation. And then obviously don't eat excessive amounts of fast food afterwards. Research has also shown that eating fatty foods after drinking alcohol makes it more inclined to be stored as fat. So maybe that's something you want to avoid, and stick to protein and carbs post drinking sesh. So that's going to conclude this voice commentary. I hope you guys have learnt something. I hope you can take away this advice I've gave you, and if you don't believe me, go do your own research and come up with your own conclusions. So yeah, that's going to conclude the video. Not the video, sorry. That's going to conclude this voiceover. Enjoy the rest of the footage and look forward to some absolutely naughty lighting at a proper gym, which you're going to see very shortly.